This is Module 1 of the Compliance Monitoring Data Portal training materials. In this module, we do an overview of the CMDP. The CMDP is a web-based data reporting system comprising several components, including a web application, web services, and synchronization tools. Its purpose is to enable laboratories and public water systems to electronically report compliance sample results to primacy agencies. The primary components of the CMDP system are the web-based software application and a relational database. In addition to the application and database, there are several other software components supporting the CMDP system, including these: MS Excel templates that support reporting sample results in an XML file uploaded manually. 2. Web services that support reporting sample results in an XML file using a laboratory information management system, often referred to as a LIMS system. Web services that support CIDWA state users. 4. The data synchronization engine that supports two-way data exchange between CMDP and CIDWA state, and a shared Chrome Air Services web application for registration and end-user management. The figure you see shows many of those components just mentioned, including the methods of reporting or submitting data into the CMDP, including using XML submitted files using a user interface, using a web browser and forms, via a LIMS and web services. So you can see the other components depicted in this figure. There are 6 system modules in CMDP: Home tab or module, PWS profiles, laboratory profiles, drinking water sample jobs, search individual samples, and system administration. The Home system module is the landing page for each CMDP user type. It allows a laboratory or utility user to view draft and final submittals, and a state user to view final submittals. The home page consists of one or more dashboards. For instance, this is the dashboard for a laboratory user, and it has 4 dashboards: my laboratories, profile change requests, my work in progress, submissions to state. The second system module is PWS profiles. Profiles are a read-only view of inventory and legal entity information for each water system assigned to a water system user or to which a lab user has access. Profile change requests may be made by a water utility when information in a profile changes. States may review and approve profile change requests in CMDP. The laboratory profiles system module is again a read-only profile or view of legal entity information for each laboratory assigned to a lab user. Profile change requests may be made by a laboratory when information in the profile changes. States may review and approve profile change requests in CMDP. The Drinking Water Sample Jobs System module represents the core functionality of CMDP, which is to support the preparation, workflow, and electronic submittal of drinking water sample results to state primacy agencies. Web forms have been created for the following categories: microbiological, chemical and radiological, composite samples, cryptosporidium, and operational samples. Search individual samples. This module supports searching for any submitted sample jobs by one or more of a broad range of criteria, which you can see here on the screen. System administration, the final system module, is the module through which states have the ability to manage and approve profile change requests and configure system email notifications. As we mentioned in the introduction, the CMDP accepts sample results from laboratories and water utilities using 3 different electronic reporting methods. 1, web services for connecting submitter data management systems to the CMDP. These are one-way services. 2, upload XML files that have been generated by CMDP Excel templates into which samples and results have been entered. 3, direct data entry using web forms. The CMDP supports the following types of samples and results. I'll show them to you through the Add button. Microbial samples and results, chem and radionuclide sample results in cryptosporidium. Microbial sample results include total coliform, E. coli, coliphage, enterococci, among many others. Chemical and radionuclides, of course, includes the VOCs, SOCs, IOCs, and the radionuclides, as well as the majority of other kinds of analytes typically received from a lab. And then, of course, cryptosporidium supports cryptosporidium results. CMDP also supports composite samples for both radionuclides and chemicals. Additionally, there's a large set of operational data that can be submitted to your primacy agency via the CMDP, including turbidity combined filter effluent, turbidity individual filter effluent information, chlorine dioxide and chlorite, chlorine and chloramines entering the distribution system, chlorine and chloramines in the distribution system, LCR WQP samples and results, total organic carbon results and information, summary information, ozone treatment information, specifically bromate results, and TTHM and haloacetic acid results and averages. Information for laboratories and public water systems are read by the CMDP from the primacy agency's drinking water compliance system, which is currently CIDWA state for the majority of state primacy programs. And beginning in 2018, they will be read from the new CIDWA Prime for states that adopt it as their new compliance data management system. The PWS information currently read by the CMDP includes PWS name and ID, primary and secondary administrative contacts, water system facilities, and sampling point IDs. The laboratory information currently read by the CMDP includes administrative contacts along with the laboratory name and ID. Until CIDWA Prime is fully developed and used by all current CIDWA state users, the CMDP data synchronization engine will synchronize PWS and laboratory information between the CMDP and CIDWA state. Primacy agencies that don't use CIDWA state can develop their own syncing application, which could then utilize the same CMDP web services used by the DSE. The CMDP web services and their functions are outlined in a separate document referred to in the script for this video. Though the data for water systems and laboratories are maintained by primacy agency personnel in their state system, the CMDP enables both water system and laboratory administrative users to use the CMDP to request changes to their profile information in CIDWA state or other state compliance system. Ensuring that the data for water systems and laboratories is current enables the CMDP to properly validate samples and results while they are submitted to CMDP, thus reducing errors and improving data quality. To log into the CMDP with your credentials obtained from the shared Chrome Air services, go to the internet address for the CMDP, which is shown in the script. It is not the same as the one shown up here. And then proceed to log in. It's a very standard login form, as you can see, username, password. click on the login. If you don't have a username and password, you'll need to register for an account using shared Chrome Air services. That is covered in a separate module. After you log into CMDP, you'll see your home page, which includes a dashboard specific to your role. The dashboard you see here is one for a laboratory user. If you are a water system user, your dashboard will look very similar to this one because both water systems and laboratory users submit data to a state. The dashboard for a state user, however, is a little different. That is because a state user is not a submitter, but rather receives sample data and profile change requests. As a result, the state user dashboard contains job and profile change requests received. Regardless of your account information, your login, role, and organization are displayed on the top right corner of the page. You can see here, I'm logged in as Scott Peterson, Private Lab CMDP Administrator. It's an organization, the Utah Department of Health Division of Laboratory Services. Additionally, if your account is associated with multiple entities, you can use the Change Working Organization to select from those entities. So for example, I am associated with 4 different entities, and so I could change to any one of the other entities. That concludes the overview, Module 1 of the CMDP.